we had. Can you see the studio?
Yeah. Over there, Tony.
Yeah.
Right, let's get it down.
Get it down a bit now, then.
Right.
Oh, we're going up.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Okay.
No, we're still going
Oh,
up.
no, hang on. Incredible.
The views from up there. I've
Fantastic.
never seen anything like it. You know, Gabrielle, that is the way to study clouds.
It certainly
isn't it?
is.
From a balloon. But another way of studying clouds we have for you over here. A lot of pictures for you.
Right, do these go in order?
They all go in their appointed place in this window.
Okay. This one? That,
Yep.
on this side?
I think it's rather nice to have a window here in the studio and we could see all the
lovely.
clouds through it.
I like the way they just fit in. Slot in there. Right, that's that. I'll leave you to it, okay?
Thanks so much, Gabrielle. Now, all I need is a bit of white chalk and a darker bit to show you these clouds. They're called cumulus, and they look like this. You know, those little cotton wool clouds hanging on the breeze to dry, wasn't it? That sort of thing. Then, over here, we have cumulonimbus. Now, these are the rain clouds, and they are still cumulus, but we get this very much darker cloud in there, very often flat-bottomed, like that. And also, at the top, they tend to become more ordinary cumulus, going up quite high. And these are the clouds, even when they're really very dark, quite often, do you remember, they have a silver lining, rather like that. Then, up here we have altocumulus. Those are when we see those clouds in layers going like that, sometimes in the evening. Very lovely, I think those are. Over here are the ones that I like very much, what I call a mackerel sky, because a mackerel has its scales, rather that sort of shape. So what is happening is the wind goes that way, and what you tend to get are patterns of cloud doing that one way, and that the other way. If you're using chalk, as I am here, you can use your finger just to make those a bit nebulous, which is another cloudy sort of word. Right up here, we have these lovely cirrus clouds, mare's tails. They get windswept, rather like hair, going up like that. And then over here, this one is called cirrus stratus, and it's usually when bad weather is coming, and you have a milky sort of sky, pretty dark up at the top, and rather dull, the most dull-looking clouds of the lot, because it's just a sort of milkiness like that. Well, there you are, 6 sort of clouds for you, and when you're drawing clouds, and I know you do, send them to us, why not, instead of just drawing that old cumulus cloud, try one of the different clouds. Send us something really exciting. How about that? time once again to have a look at your work in the gallery.
Did we see him earlier up in the sky?
I think we probably did, waving to us.
Oh, Tony, clouds. What ones are they?
Ah, of course, you were working on your own then, weren't you? Those are cumulus. The colour on this dragon is fascinating because here we're seeing it, what we see. As we go further in, we see that that colour is in fact very fine pen lines crisscrossing everywhere. The background here, I think, is clever. The way the pastel colours have been merged together.
There's some lovely drawing in it too, especially the little girl with her back to us.
Now that's good painting here. The way that cat has been made to really sit in the tree. You know, it's so difficult, but...
he looks very solid.
Very.
Yeah.
And there. Now, I thought that this was scraper board, you know, with that metallic foil behind it, but in fact it's paper, not silver paper that you can roll up or collect, but silvered paper with a black surface, and then it's scratched.
I love this hedgehog. He looks so glamorous. Where do you think he's going?
Oh, the hedgehog's ball, I think, but I think it's a she with a tiara. Thank you for sending in your pictures, and here's our address if you'd like to send us something. Hartbeat, BBC Television, London W36XZ. One of the things that I'm continually being asked by everybody is, how do you manage to draw your funny little animals and always get them right and in the right place? Well, the answer to that is, of course, it wasn't always like that. It never is it? But there is a way of doing it, and I thought that I might bring you into the secret of this, and with all the audience here at the BBC exhibition today. The thing to remember is, whatever you're going to draw, think of the sort of shapes that you're going to draw it from. And if you pretend that my marker is a pencil, a soft pencil, which you can rub out later on, you draw the sort of shapes you think you might need. A nice little square. Let's have another shape on the top of that, an oval, and divide that. Center mark there, 2 lines down there, and as though we're going to the center, triangles like that, and now that shape there, a sort of semicircle, if we put that there too, and 2 little ones like that, what do we got? I'm very glad you said so. Now, what we could do, take a pen and draw over the top, but what we're going to do here and now, and this is quite fun, if we take that sort of paper that you can see through, we can just see that quite happily and really go to town on the marks that we've got. So, my little cat is going to have furry ears. Nice fur coming all round like that. We know where the middle is, so we've got a place to shove his nose. Oh, a tip. If you leave a little bit of white on his nose, it makes it shine. See? Healthy cat. Or is that dog's? Anyway, what is our cat's demeanour today? Do we want him happy or sad or what? Happy! Happy it is. Very happy cat. What we can also do is put a little tongue, so he's obviously been happy about. Now, there is a way of doing eyes if you want a very, very happy creature. And I would suggest you do this. Now, isn't that simple? I think just a tidge of something on his hair. Now, we come down to his feet. 1 foot. Furry there, another foot, and womp, 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 womp. Very sharp claws. A cat collar and a bell, and his tail coming beautifully round here, and he is looking particularly happy because he has a bowl of cream in front of him. Halo cat.
I've been making some mobiles. Have a look at this one behind me. And can you see it's a very, very simple shape. And unlike a lot of mobiles that you see, it comes just from one central point there, which is quite pretty. And it sways gently. Very simple to make. All you need is a circle of card and cut the coil into it. So you start on the outside and cut round and round. Coloured it with some stripes just to make it look a bit brighter. And you can see the coil beginning to develop there. Quickly get to the centre. And once you get to the centre, all you need to do is to put a little hole in, which I'll do a little bit of blue tack underneath and a pencil. Push that through. And then all you need is a bit of thread or a bit of ribbon hanging. And you can see how it starts to look quite pretty. That's just 4 pieces of ribbon there hanging through it. But that's a pretty shape. But another one, I've taken it one step further and developed another idea there. And can you see that coil goes all the way down and then all the way back up again on the other side. And that's quite simple to make as well. All you need is 2 coils. The coil I've already cut out, a little bit of sellotape on there, stick the top one over it, and that will give you the coil that goes in and out. And if I show you this one that's got the ribbon attached, fold up one end, and that'll give you that lovely coil shape all the way down and all the way back up again. One more stage. Have a look at this coil behind me, and can you see I've hung a little white bird there in the centre, and he is also very simple to make. You just need a little bird shape, which I'll draw quickly. Good way of developing this bird: 3 circles and a beak, very similar to the way Tony was developing creatures earlier on. Little tail on there. It's a formula really, and if I turn that round, you can see if you cut out there and there, that'll give you the little bird shape. There he is cut out, and can you see I've cut a little slot in there for the centre, and that is for the wings, and you've all seen how they're made. Little fan of card, folded over and over. One more fold in there. Fold that in half, and then just snip off the ends to give it a little bit of extra shape. 1, 2, and then that pushes through, and if I can push that through, opens up. You need a little piece of tape to hold the top together, and that'll give you the bird there, and you can hang those in your coil mobiles. That's quite pretty being white, but the next thing I thought I'd do was to try and make a very, very colourful bird. And the most colourful birds with the most beautiful plumage of all is the peacock. And have a look at this. I've actually got some peacock feathers there. Fantastic blues and greens. Really, really lovely colours in there. That's my stylised peacock feather back with the patterns on it, peacock blues. And here are the peacocks that I've made, hanging down, made exactly the same way as the little tiny white birds. Very, very pretty and very, very colourful. And I actually think they'll look quite nice hanging in Tony's window.
Almost any drawing that you do on paper or card can be turned into a three-dimensional paper sculpture. I'll show you what I mean. Have a look at my bird here. They're very much in evidence today. This I've cut out in 2 bits, and so that makes a stencil, which is rather useful for something else. But these are the bits that I want to use. And we'll take this bird, lots of cardboard under here so that we can cut readily. And I shall start with his eye. And so we cut half that way and half this way. And up comes the eye so that we see that. Another piece of cutting is going to be a wing piece here. And having cut, I now score. Do you remember what scoring means? Scoring is where you cut, but you don't cut all the way through. It makes things very much easier to fold. Like that. And down at the tail end, one cut there, and another one there, making the tail rather better, and scoring lines. Fold, fold, and fold. And look at the shadow there. Isn't that good? Down here, we have a beak. We need to score there. And I continue that as a curved line right up to the point under the tail. So fold the beak, and now that fold all the way along. And you see, you get a beautiful curve even at the fold. And turn that round so that I can get at it easily. And a curve there so that he has an interesting foot. Like that. Good. Now for that wing. A bit more cutting to do on that. A bit there. I've cut those bits there, but we do need here and here. And the scoring lines, of course, and the scoring lines here, which curve. Didn't score it there. All done now. And the wing pieces. The wing now fits there, and we can position that wherever we like. Just one more thing to do, and that is to turn that over and take this, which is a little bit of polystyrene with double-sided tape on both sides, bong there, and I can now put this up on a wall or wherever I like. I think I shall stick it up in our window. Funny little character that. I like it. I like this too, the peacocks. They really are a lovely design. I tell you what, you can sit in there and admire them.
Tony, that looks lovely. Really
Gabrielle,
nice.
what
Right, come
have
on,
you
we've got to
got
go.
here?
Can you take the maps?
Yes.
And the flask. Right, okay, you ready?
Oh, bye. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Come along, we've got to be off.
Wait, it's going to
I know, but
won't take
take my
this.
plant. Yeah, I've got
Do we really need this?
to.
What? Oh.